Good morning. At least it's morning when I'm doing this video. So today we are going to make a fun pocket card. So this little piece just pulls up to reveal the greeting using the Share a Milkshake bundle, and most specifically the waffle cones from the die set. So let's just go ahead and flip the camera and get started. So to begin, let's start with the paper that you're going to need. So you'll need a card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is Calypso Coral, but you can choose any color you like, of course. And then you're going to need 3 pieces of white. One is going to be 4 by 4, and that's going to be our pocket. And then you're going to need a piece of designer series paper that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and this one is from the Happy Forest Friends. We're going to use this side. And then you're also going to need a little square of designer series paper that is 1 1/2 inches square, and then cut it on the diagonal. This is going to be our little tag on our pull-up piece. And then our little piece that we're going to pull up is 3 inches by 4 1/2. You'll also need a piece that is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4 for your greeting. A piece of crumb cake that's big enough for the cone and the little waffly background piece. That's just a scrap. And then something to stamp on as well for your ice cream. So let us just start adhering these pieces, and then we'll do our stamping. So this is just going to get layered. And then you can go ahead and layer the little tab. I'm going to use liquid glue so I can get more into the corners. And this is just going to be on the center of this piece. So we're done with that until we stamp. Now when we adhere this, you're going to put a thin line of glue right on the edge of the paper so that you have room for your room for your greeting to pull in and out. I can't think and glue at the same time, apparently. Okay, so we have that. And then we can go ahead and do our stamping. So we're going to need, depending upon how many scoops of ice cream you want in each cone, you're going to need, 1 for each cone, or 2 or 3. Now I'm a chocolate lover, and I usually get 2 scoops or 1, depending on the, whoops, that's the wrong one. I'm using the smaller so I'm using the smaller ice cream. And I might stamp another one for that one. It got kind of light. That's nice. So like I said, I like chocolate, so I'm making mine chocolate. And I actually brought all my retired ink pads to my Florida house for this winter. So I'm just going to leave them here. And this is Creamy Caramel, which is been retired forever, but was my absolute favorite color. So I'm making my Creamy Caramel, but you could use Probably early espresso would be a nice dark chocolate, or soft suede maybe. And then for my other one, again, I'm using a retired color. It's strawberry slush. Oh, I better pull in my, let's clean this or we'll have ice cream mush, right? So of course, like, depending on how dark a color you wanted, you could do Poppy, Parade, or, oh, the Sweet Sorbet would be really good. That would be perfect. So my husband isn't a chocolate lover, so he usually gets pecan or something like butter brickle. But I decided he's getting strawberry ice cream today, and he's going to do 3 scoops. So you can see how much fun you could have with this, you know, matching the ice cream up to the person. And I'm thinking that inside your pull-out piece would be a great place to put a little Dairy Queen coupon or from your favorite ice cream shop. So then we have to die cut those. I'm going to set those off to the side for right now. And then for the waffle cone, I wanted to show you some things that I played with. Oh, we do have one more thing to stamp, don't we? We have to stamp our greeting. Let's do that right away. Where did I put my, oh, here. Oh no, I just stamped those on my greeting piece. Well, I will stamp it. Never have spare pieces laying around. You'll never know what to do with them, right? Okay, so that was my greeting layer. So I will just stamp my greeting here, and then I will die cut it. If I can find my greeting. Here we go. Oh, life is sweeter. Okay. Whew. Now I got discombobulated. It doesn't take much to get me discombobulated. Okay, so this is one of the colors that I I brought down a little spot. So we'll just kind of center this in here, and then I will cut it to size when I go to die cut everything. And then we also need Be My Valentine on here, and then we'll have all the stamping done. And like I said, this would be a great spot to have a little gift to some good ice cream place in your area. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I just thought maybe the Cheesecake Factory. I know that doesn't have anything to do with ice cream. Okay, so that's our piece that goes in there. And now, let me show you some of the things that I did when I was making my my little waffle cones. So I experimented. So this one I actually I glued the first one to the front and then put the other 2 behind. And this one I just put them all in flat, not popping any of them up. And I think I finally decided I liked putting dimensionals behind them best. But I wanted to show you too the waffle cone. So when I don't know why, but this one didn't pick up any of the embossing on it when I ran it through. And I ran it through the same as all the others. I think it might be there, but I didn't put any Versamark on it. So what I was doing, first I'll start. First I used some crumb cake ink and a little sponge dauber, and I actually just rubbed the ink on my die before I die cut. And I don't know if I was just getting too much ink, but it was like I had a dirty cone, and I didn't like the looks of that. And that was what I did with this one as well. But the waffles showed up really well, and I like that. So then I decided to use Versamark. So here's, and we're going to do 2 of these, so I'll have to do 2, but I just rubbed lightly the Versamark on the die so that when I die cut, it's going to put the Versamark on these and make little darker lines so that you can see the depth of that waffle. So I will go and die cut this and also the little hashtaggy, oh, I can't think of what to call it, this little piece here. So I will be right back after die cutting. Okay, I am back. So here's my greeting label that was cut down. Now I did want to show you also, here, let me pull this one in. You can see on these that there's no white edge, right? So normally when you die cut, it leaves a white edge, and I didn't like that on my ice cream. So it's just personal preference. But what I did on these is when I die cut, I left it down a little bit so I didn't have as much to trim off. And then I'm just going to take my paper snips, and I like to round those corners and just trim off a bit. And that way I kind of have, I've used my die, right? So it helped me a little bit. This one I have a little bit of white. And this is, like I said, just totally preference. If the white line doesn't bother you on there, just go ahead and use your die cutter. It's much easier than trimming. And here you can see this is the way it's going to look if you die cut them correctly. I don't think I want, I thought about leaving this to show you the difference, but I don't think I want it on the same card, one done and one not done. Oh, I'm doing a bad cutting job this morning. Okay, now I did find that when I ran this piece through, I had to run it through and then turn it in order to get it to cut well, but I'm using my very, very old Big Shot. I left my new stamp cut and emboss machine in Minnesota, so it might be that my old dog is getting a little worn out too. And I don't remember if I brought my die brush or not. Okay, so I had actually picked this up when I moved it. So it looks like I didn't get it lined up. Okay, we're gonna have to start over on that one. Okay, I'm not sure why, but the second time that I die cut this piece, I laid it on my die so that it was face up so I could see if the lines were all cut well. I ran it through twice and it cut perfectly, so maybe it was just me this morning. So let's start layering. Oh, let's see, first of all we have to do this, don't we? So these have score lines on them, and you're just going to fold them on the score lines to make your waffle cone. And if you hear all the weird noises in the background, it's my refrigerator. I apologize. We plugged in the ice maker last night to see if it, or turned the ice maker on, you know, lowered the ice thing, and it's been just a chugging away. Okay, so now we will close these up. Just a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use whatever glue you like best. And then I think it's probably best to start with the one in the back. This is kind of the way I stacked them. Like this. So we'll just kind of layer them together. Well, hopefully I got it about right. It's a little experimental. And then I'm going to take maybe one of these edge pieces. Would be good for this. Let's see. And we'll just put our, we want to hit all three of them. Let's put one more on there, just in case. So we'll tuck it inside. And there's our strawberry cone. This one's probably small enough we can get by with one. Whoops. Tuck it in. There's our chocolate cone. And then of course you can layer this on here. You know, if you like things all straight, you can layer everything on straight. I should have played with this more before I glued those in there because I wanted it kind of more to look 3D. So you can kind of play with your cones a little bit before you glue your, you should do it before you glue your ice cream in so that they're kind of popped up too. But you'll notice I did this one at an angle, you know, kind of everything at an angle. We'll do this one straight so you can kind of see. Maybe you want them together like this. It's kind of fun. You can play with it, right? So where did I do my, okay. Do you lose everything that's on your table while you're stamping? I know I sure do. Now this piece might be a good candidate for the adhesive sheets. You know, you put the adhesive sheet onto the paper before you die cut it, and then it becomes a sticker. This might be a good one to do that with all these little tiny ribs. Okay. Sorry I keep going off screen this morning. I seem to be just a little off screen today. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, I can kinda, I'm not very good at centering. That's why a lot of times I put things all kitty wonkus. And then you can decide if you want these glued down or if you want them popped up, but I think they probably have enough popping up. I think we could just glue them down. Now I'm going to try using the seal, but the liquid glue would maybe work well too. And I kind of lost my popper upper. I'm going to do one each way like that. And then I thought I had some, oh, they're there. Okay. And these are the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And let's do some of the brass ones. Or no, these are copper, I think. I did gold on the other one. And then I actually put 2 of the small ones here, which I thought did kind of add a little sparkle to it. Embellishments are always fun. They kind of add a little extra element to your cards. So there we go. And then slip this in here, and we're going to hide our little greeting. And there's your card. So hope you enjoyed this. If you need some supplies, be sure to hop on over to my store, which is listed below, and purchase the supplies to make this card. And again, this is the Share a Milkshake bundle, the Happy Forest Friends Designer Series paper and the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper. And of course you can choose any paper that you like and match your background. So thanks for stopping by at the Roost, and have a great day.